What's up, everyone? This is Treppis here, and you are watching Bronze to Diamond Week. Once again, we're starting over with Protoss. So this is Bronze Protoss, and today we're going to be watching TCV Jerome. That was hard to say. I almost wanted to say SCV versus his opponent, Showbave. So this is a Protoss versus Protoss, and what I want to show off in this game is I want to show you a cheese defense, because a lot of you in Bronze League are aware of how prevalent cheese is in Bronze League. Basically, people just relying on easy to execute strategies to get wins because they don't know how to win otherwise. So lots of people cheese, and you know what? It's just kind of fun to cheese sometimes. I can't really blame people for it. I don't hold a grudge whatsoever. The good news is people usually execute their cheeses very, very badly. So it shouldn't be too hard to defend. This one is going to be a cannon rush in PvP. I'm going to talk about the specific things you need to do as soon as you scout this cheese. Okay, so now it has been scouted. So Jerome here has scouted the forge. Hopefully he clicked on that and saw it immediately. First thing to do is to be looking around your base for wherever that pylon is going to be. Right here on this map would be a great place to do it if you made a pylon here and a cannon there. Once the cannon's up, you've almost lost the game, essentially. So check all the edges to your base. Another thing people like to do is put a pylon on the low ground. And if they can, then they get a cannon on the low ground. And once they've done that, if they can get vision up top and get another pylon or another cannon building, then it's another way to lose. This is not going to be a very effective cannon rush, because notice how far away he is from the actual structures here. It's going to take several leaps of cannons and pylons to actually get over there. So this one's not going to be too deadly either way. Cannon rush would be better down here or over here. However, he is going to go for it. So I would leave, okay, Jerome, he ends up taking this probe all the way home. I would actually leave this probe here because just so that you can keep it scouting. See if he goes for a nexus quickly. Just see what's going on. Okay, so here's the second thing that happens. Jerome does a really good job, and he scouts the pylon. Okay. The scary thing with this pylon is if he had if he was planning on making a cannon down there on the bottom. If he made a cannon on the bottom, then that would be really tough to stop. And the thing you would have to concentrate on is not letting this probe get to the top to get vision. And if he's got a cannon down, then you definitely need to make a forge so you can make defensive pylons. The other thing to keep in mind is to try to stay as calm as possible whenever these cheeses are happening, and just go through a normal seeming build order with whatever adjustments you need to make to account for the cheese. And so there's the forge is going down. This particular way he's trying to cannon rush, you actually don't even need a forge here. The thing to do is just stop this probe from being able to make a cannon. So at this point, I would have maybe 2 to 3 probes chasing around his probe. Try to take it down before the cannon goes up, and as soon as the cannon is starting to be built, immediately have those probes be attacking the cannon and having at least one other probe fighting the enemy probe. So that's the first real obvious mistake here, is not pulling probes to take down this cannon. 3 or 4 probes is usually the amount you want to take down a cannon before it finishes. The other issue is not scouting here. There could easily be another pylon down here, and you would never know it, and that would be a much more deadly pylon spot, actually. So along the lines of continuing the build order, I wouldn't have made this forge. I would have gotten my cybernetics core up quickly and tried to get a stalker out as fast as possible. Nice job here. He actually kills the enemy probe, so this cannon is going to be the only cannon there for a while. So no need to overreact. That cannon's not doing anything. You can see the cannon's just now finishing. Concentrate on just denying any high ground vision and not letting any more cannons go up. So this is when the cybernetics core would be going down. The cybernetics core would even be finishing sometime around now. And you could get a stalker out, prevent any probes from coming back up the ramp, and then once you get a couple more units, you can just go take down that pylon, and it's no problem. The other thing that is important in this game is Jerome pulled his SCV or his scouting probe back home. And if he had not done that, then he would see that Showbave is going immediately for a Nexus. And that's really risky, because basically what Showbave could do right now is he could Chrono Boost out a Zealot, send it straight to the base, and wreck some probes. Because there's not even a gateway on the way up. So I would, at this point, if I had kept my probe there and I had seen the Nexus going up, we've effectively denied this cannon rush already. My mind wouldn't even be on the cannon rush at this point. It would be on trying to break this expansion. I would be adding on a couple gates, well, Chrono boosting out some more probes, and then adding on a couple gates, probably going for like a 4-gate or something, and then just go win, because doing a failed cannon rush into a Nexus is so unbelievably punishable. Other issue here that, you know, this stuff just kind of happens. We got some probes just chilling, not working whatsoever, not earning their paychecks. Welfare probes. So at this point, a Stalker would be out. You see his opponent is bringing another probe in here to try to add some cannons. He gets taken out by the other cannon, but the Stalker could have taken care of that anyway. And without having spent the money on this forge and both of these cannons, I think we could have gotten a lot more probes out, and this would be around the time that we would start getting our 4-gate, and in another minute or two we'd be busting up his ramp, and he doesn't even have a gateway yet, so that would be the end of this game for sure. So keep aware of those things. Just in general with the scouting probe, I'm a huge advocate of keep it alive as long as there's nothing to kill it. Keep it scouting. You can see what he's chrono boosting when he's adding gases. And until he gets a cybernetics core out, there's no reason to bring your probe back home. Real quickly before we go on, I just want to encourage you guys to please hit the like button. I've made it recently my life's goal to try to do this full time, and hitting the like button actually helps me out so much. I can look at the videos where you guys have rallied together and hit the like button, and those videos get so many more views than the others. So normally these videos get like maybe not even 100 likes. Let's shoot for 200. I think you guys can make it happen. And leave me a comment and let me know what you want to see for Silver League, what matchup you'd like to see, and I'll try to make that happen. All right, let's get back to the video. So the rest of this replay, I really just wanted to concentrate on the beginning of this cheese defense here. I'm gonna really go quickly through the rest of this replay because it's all the same macro issues that you always see in Bronze League. Not spending money, not making probes, not expanding at good times. This expansion is definitely defendable. Jerome did send a scout out, so he saw the Nexus coming up. So this is actually a really good move to build that Nexus, if you're not going to go, you know, for this early pressure. Although it would have been so easy to just break him at the very start. Even just sending in this many units, probably not right now, but maybe if Jerome had sent his first couple of units just to the front, while all there is a gateway, you can match the Zealots with your Zealots and kite with the Stalkers forever, and it would have just been an easy win. So, not even going to really talk about a lot of what happens here. Notice not making probes out of the Nexus, Nexus Chrono Boost energy getting really high. It's all the usual suspects. This Nexus gets almost entirely, finally taking out that cannon, but this Nexus gets very much neglected. I think these 8 probes on minerals are going to be the only ones there for the rest of the game. And, you know, Jerome ends up winning this game, but it's possible he would not have won some other game. He happens to make a really nice read here. He sees all of the Stalkers with his observer, and so he goes double robotics and gets a ton of immortals out. Really, really smart move. He ends up, and this is even smart. Lots of players, if they go for something like a robotics bay, and then let's say they get the robotics bay, they say, I'm going for Colossus, and then their observer comes out and sees tons of Stalkers. Well, I'm still making Colossus, and then they still make Colossus and are afraid to like transition away from what they were planning on. So this again is smart here to make all these immortals versus the Stalkers. Huge energy on the Nexuses. Not making probes. This expansion is way early. Look at the probe count is 40, so that's good for 2 bases, not for 3. Probe count in the main is extremely low. Probe count on the natural is low. No reason to go for that yet. Just keep chrono boosting out probes. Probes. Things like the gas count. Look at this. 1,200 to 600. Spend your gas somewhere. Get more upgrades or more Colossus or something. And that number, pull people off gas. If you don't need that gas, pull people off gas. The number of probes on minerals versus gas is way off right now. So his opponent foolishly goes in for an attack. And with this many immortals, that's just 10 immortals. 11 immortals. Disgusting. So the Nexus or the Vortex goes down, and then the Immortals just absolutely rip through all these Stalkers. There's no way that the Stalkers can fight that. Last little mistake here is, what? We're just sitting here after winning a huge battle. We're just kind of sitting here for a minute. We're probably back in our base macroing. Yeah, building some gateways, adding on some stuff, some more gateways. Ugh. This could have been a big missed opportunity to send your units out after you win a big battle. Universally, if you win if you gigantically, crush your opponent in a battle, always push out onto the map. Always. There's not a lot of absolutes in StarCraft 2, but if you win a battle that heavily, man, just push out and take map control. You don't have to commit to an attack when you do that. Just get map control and put some pressure back on your opponent and let them just sit there. Alright, well, this is the end of this game. Those Immortals are going to crush through everything. Immortals, Imba. Let's see, Mentor, 13 kills, 7 kills, 8 kills. Most of those are Stalkers. Alright, well, this has been Trebus with Bronze to Diamond for Protoss. Keep sending me replays. I need, especially Protoss players, keep sending me Protoss replays. And please, send me a replay of you losing. I'm looking through my replays, like, trying to find a good one to cast, and over 90% of the replays that I get are winning, and sometimes they're, a crushing victory like this one. So lots of times there's really, I could critique some things, but when it's a win, it's just kind of, I'd rather look at a loss. So send me your losses. Don't be afraid of the internet's seeing you lose, because you know what? Every single StarCraft 2 player on the planet loses games, and so you shouldn't feel bad about losing them at all. So Silver replay coming up soon. You Silver League Protoss, send me your replays. Thank you for watching. This is Trebus, and GG.